My name is Beck, and you're the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, which may or may not be informing you of the apocalypse. So listen. How are you enjoying the end of Western civilization? Because it's freaking me a bit out. I'll be honest, it's freaking me a bit out. In the last 3 days, I've seen an end to democracy in the world's greatest democracy. Listen, even if there was no electoral fraud, and please, YouTube, mwah, I love you. Thank you for the platform. Google, thank you for the platform. I am not saying that the election, 2020 election, was in any way misappropriated by electoral. I'm not saying that because I'm not freaking allowed to say it. But I'm not saying that, more pointedly, because I don't know. Because I know there's all these allegations, which seems to have reams of evidence to support it, but that doesn't matter. And no one's investigating it, and we're not allowed to talk about it and look at it. So we've lost democracy. We've lost equal protection under law. I think that's, we see a reaction to one person doing something, and then another person doing something similar, but much less bad. They're not treated it, so we lost democracy, we've lost law, we lost freedom of speech in the last 3 days. So how are you enjoying the apocalypse? So I'm treating it the way I treat most things. I want to take the piss. I'm going to take the piss out of it because you know what? What else are we going to do? Let's have a laugh. Let's get together. Listen, if you're like me and a little bit fraught, that's cool. Just let's hang together. And if you're not like me and you think I'm crazy, listen to the madman speak. Listen to the madman speak, because there's always fun listening to crazy people. And you want to listen to me as a crazy person more than most, right? You do, because I'm batshit crazy. Okay, I'm completely crazy. So hit the subscribe button today, and make a crazy rabbi. A crazy rabbi. Very, 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 very happy. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Listen, while you're hitting buttons, if you want to click a link in the video notes, go and check out my Indiegogo, which is launching in about a week or two. I'm in the runway to get this out. I'm just going to get some figures back. Hopefully in the next week or two it's going to. So add your email address to this Indiegogo. It's going to be freaking awesome. And we're all going to need a distraction. I think we're going to need a distraction as you make a makeshift makeshift infirmary for the war soldiers flooding in from the front lines, in Minneapolis or wherever it's going to be. So anyway, turn this off. By the way, if you subscribe, as a wee little bonus, I'm giving this away tonight. You can enter this competition for Judge Dredd, the Complete Case Files, Volume 10. Freaking awesome volume. Tons and tons of great artwork in there. All you need to do to win it, look how thick that is. Look how thick. It's like everything from 86, 87. No mega epics, and I think somewhat better for it. All you need to do to win it, subscribe to the channel, and in the comments, leave the hashtag Zarjaz. I'm giving away the prize tonight on my live stream this afternoon. So the afternoon for you guys will be 3 in the afternoon in the UK. Good luck to anybody entering, anybody and everybody entering. And we're picking out a new prize. I'm looking over. Oh, I've got a good prize coming for next week. It's going to be a good prize. So stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. So other than the apocalypse happening, how did we get there? We got there by our institutions completely failing us. So one institution that's completely failed us is the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, which was designed to represent Britain, right? Represent Britain. And even minority voices within Britain that aren't commercially viable. So things that are, arts, ballet, whatever, things that wouldn't necessarily generate enough commercial income to survive, but are artistically meritorious. They were always protected under the BBC. But the BBC was, it was dependent on it being representative of the UK, which it no longer is. They very focused on not even minority voices. If they focused on minority voices, that would be so much better. But they focused on tokenism, which I find just vile racism. And I think most British people aren't vile racists, right? I really do. So they've really lost the support of at least half the country, and they are in a utter nosedive. And ground zero for examples of how they've lost support of the country is Doctor Who. My beloved Doctor Who, probably your beloved Doctor Who as well. Oh yeah, well, I've had a ton of new subscribers recently. I wish you could see on top of the camera up here. It's where I got all my Doctor Who figures lined up. This is just one shelf. I go from Hartnell all the way through to Capaldi, and I got all the Masters and Daleks in it, and that's just one shelf. I got one, two, three. I got 6 shelves actually. I love Doctor Who. And it's been just a knife in my heart, a constant knife in my heart that's been used for this awful platforming of absolutely terrible ideas. So there's that. Fine. So let's look at the Daily Telegraph seems to be representing this point of view quite a lot. So this is the third article I've done in under a week from Daily Telegraph. I might actually have to buy a subscription to it, but I don't know. It might have to happen. So here's the third one. Let's look at this one. This is not all by the same journalist, which I find fascinating. You go to places like Screen Rant, or Radio Times, you'll find Hugh Fullerton is the Radio Times guy. If ever anybody's going to have a point of view, it's always him, and he basically dominates the newsfeed. So this is 3 separate voices thus far in under a week, all saying the same thing. So let's read this together, and then we're going to look at an example from Doctor Who. I think a very pointed example from Doctor Who of the BBC, what I believe the BBC's thinking to be, which is so indicative. It is so indicative of why it's lost its support. L'chaim, everybody, l'chaim. Nice cup of mint tea. I stopped taking sweetener recently because when the winter started getting going, and I was having a lot more tea, as I am because I'm British. I put sweetener in and I was just farting up a storm. Right, aspartame is not good for you, so I stopped having it with sweetener. I can't out, which I find me actually enjoying the tea more. So there you go. Well, I said l'chaim. Little bit of Jewish trivia here. Jews say l'chaim when they have a show. L'chaim, here's to life. Which is what it means. To chaim, to life. So, but the reason you say that is a little bit macabre than you probably know. It used to be when there was the Jewish death penalty. That's when there was a temple in Israel. It was about 2,000 years ago. Just under 2,000 years ago, when somebody got the death penalty, they got him drunk first, and each drink he would say "Lamate to death for today." So we say "L'chaim, here's to life." So there you go. So let's read this by Alison Pearson. Let's see what she's got to say. The BBC doesn't represent me or half the country. Exactly. Arnta's constant desire to fight a bitter rearguard action against Brexit is why so many are leaving the corporation behind. Yeah, listen, look, in England you have Brexit that broke the minds of a lot of people. In America you had Trump that broke the minds of a lot of people. How broken? Go and I was going to say go and look at the news, but they're not going to tell you. Everything, nothing to see. Everything move on. But the Brexit is the thing that broke the minds of liberals in the UK. Only 7 days into 2021, I have to tell you. So I believe a civil war's coming. I think 2021 is going to be much worse than 2020. Much worse. Not just as bad, not just not quite as bad, not just a little bit more bad. Much worse. Are you getting the theme of this thing? Only 7 days into 2020, and we already have a strong contender for least surprising survey results of the year. Nearly half the Britons think that BBC no longer represents their values. And there was another survey before New Year's, I think in December, saying exactly the same thing. I think with exactly the same polling result. Asked how good the corporation was at reflecting their point of view. 48%, fairly bad or very bad. Fairly bad or very bad or bad. When people are checking that on your job performance, fairly bad. That's bad. That's bad. But that's not very bad. That's worse. But none of this is good. It's not good. Fairly bad against 29%. Fairly well. Okay, good. Well, I'm happy the 29% are happy with it. They just got to pay. So if they quadruple the license fee, you should be fine. BBC will be fine. Good luck with that. Triple the license fee, maybe. Triple the license fee, cut back a bit. They should be fine. And lo, there came the Beebs coverage of the final stage of Brexit. Children's choirs across the land performed popular British songs. Bobby Shafto to All You Need Is Love. Newsnight, Emily Mateless donned Jerry Halliwell's iconic Union Jack dress and giggled, "Hey, maybe things outside the EU won't be so bad after all." The spectacular New Year's Eve fireworks over the Thames featured world-loved faces of the landmarks to convey a sense of national unity and dawning possibility that we were a sovereign nation once again. Yeah, no, you're not. Dream on, mate. Dream on. I think the people who oppose Brexit, which I mean, Brussels or whatever it was, don't take defeat lightly. Don't take defeat. A license fee payer can dream, can't she? Okay. None of that happened. See, I don't live in England. None of that happened. Obviously, none of the above appeared on the screens, although they may well have proved popular. More popular, certainly, than the Black Lives Matter fist that featured in Sadiq Khan's taxpayer-funded... Really? Listen. As an aside, if I say all lives matter, that makes me a racist. But I believe all lives. I don't believe all lives matter. I think all lives are intrinsically equal. Yeah, I think we're all equal, and that's crazy. But I think it's a terrible thing not to treat us equally. I don't think that's. In fact, I know that's not a value that the Black Lives Matter as an organisation purports to. From what they've said, it seems so. Good one there. Okay. Featuring something. Instead, Eeyorish Remainers, reporters went looking for evidence that despite our good trade deal, there will be major holdups at Dover. Imagine the poor distress when the freight was seen to be moving smoothly and there was no queues on the M20 to Clota. But you see, that's the thing. But that doesn't matter. Again, the whole situation in the United States has changed the world. I think it's changed the world. I think 1984. There's a great quote from 1984. Says, "Finally, the party." I'm paraphrasing. Finally, the party demanded you reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. So listen, America up until 2020, I think, was experiencing just insane prosperity. Like most prosperity, it was Metro and the party, which was the media. And the establishment, I would say, they told you to deny the evidence of your eyes and your ears. Which people did quite happily, and it's certainly happening at the BBC. So they may not have seen the cues, but they're still going to say it was. And let's be honest, I'll be completely clear. I'm no real pundit, okay? I don't know. I am a schmuck in a basement, okay? I am a schmuck in a basement, and I really don't know anything about this. Or pretty much, I'm just telling you what I think based on the gleanings that I read, right? So I don't know. Brexit's going to work out well, going to work out badly. I have no clue. And I don't think it's possible for me to have any clue. But whatever it is, it's always going to work out badly for the BBC, right? For the reporters of the BBC. Of this extremely promising start, we heard nothing. That's the new normal. That is the new normal. They don't what's the word? Disseminate information that is problematic to them, right? They don't the whole Hunter Biden thing in the US. Again, there's all these allegations of voter fraud in America, which I would love to dispel. I would love to say they are nonsense, but so far, and YouTube, I'm saying this to you, mate. I am. I would love to dispel it, but as yet, nobody's dispelled any of it. They've just told me not to ask the question or talk or say it at all, right? Which makes me go, that sounds a bit dodgy, right? That sounds a bit dodgy, but that's how it works, right? That is how it works. Of this meeting, we heard nothing. If there had been any problems, I guarantee you, crews would have been camped out roadside 24/7 interviewing the peed off Perriez. Yes, I'm 100%. Nor did the BBC deign to put Boris Johnson's New Year message on its website. Luckily, he's not a national leader or anything. You think he's got problems? It's not long since Stephen David, the new Director General of the BBC, and he seems a bit. He's talked a good game, but seems reasonably toothless. Said he wanted to bring a better balance of satirical targets rather than constantly aiming at the Tories. Perhaps Tim should have a word with Nish Kumar. I don't know Nish Kumar. Nish Kumar is a comic genius, it said in Twitter. And oh man, how do I get this? Maybe if I click this, will it go over here? Let's have a look. No, one second. If I go back, we do this in a new tab. Let's see if that does the trick. See. Oh, wait. I got it. That didn't work either. If I just go like this, copy. See, you're watching a boomer in action here. Boomers aren't smart. At least we're not with, technology. Let's have a look. Doink. Let's see if that worked. Yes, I'm not fighting with you, Mr. Twitter. Okay, so you must be spouting off about Tories. Okay, that was a lot of work for something that was very obviously going to happen. That was a lot of work for something that was very, very, very obviously going to happen. In Graham Norton's New Year's special, The Comedian. I like Graham Norton. Why can't we just talk about stuff that we agree on, bunnies, whatever, called Nigel Farage, a sack of meat brought to life by a witch's curse. Yeah, listen, and I'm not saying there's no room for political humor, but there has to be. I think South Park said it best. If you can't make fun of one thing, then you can't make fun of anything, right? And anything you do make fun of is just hateful. Because you can't, again, if there's not a level playing field, which it isn't at the BBC, then again, it's just that there's no representation of the BBC, right? We're adding, now we have finally completed Brexit. I predict we will have a taste for leaving things, and we will vote to leave more stuff, starting with the continent of Europe, the United Nations, and finally Earth. Okay, I guess it's the way you tell them, right? I guess it's in delivery. Funny to think that busy Lizzie Truss, the International Trade Secretary, has managed to secure 63. Again, I don't know. I'm not a expert in this. 63 trade deals in 2 years. The UK seems to be joining more than it's leaving. Here's my New Year's reduction. If BBC glums continue to fight a bitter rearguard action against Brexit, and instantly against a big chunk of its audience, we know who will have the last laugh. It's not going to be Frankie Boyle, 100%. So let's see. What are these values? What are these values that the BBC is not representing Britain with? So, it's strongly rumoured that Jodie Whittaker is mercifully, thankfully, leaving Doctor Who. Listen, in every grey cloud there is a silver lining, and if Western civilization does collapse, if America does head into civil war, which honestly, to me, it looks like the chapter 2 before the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones, right? Where it's all inevitable. There's no way of avoiding. The brighter clouds of it is that they hopefully in the devastation won't be making Star Trek Discovery in this awful Doctor Who, and things like that. But she's rumored to be leaving. Oh, happy day. But I think Chris Chibnall isn't, which is the obvious question: who will be the next Doctor? Who will be the next Doctor? And people aren't really thinking about actors that have that unique spark, which I think is where Jodie Whittaker really died, right? Jodie Whittaker put herself into the role, and she's not very clever, and she doesn't like Doctor Who, right? Everybody else, I think, loved Doctor Who. Okay, I'm going through them right now. William Hartnell loved Doctor Who and believed in the role, had complete belief in the role. Patrick Troughton as well, complete belief in the role. John Pertwee, it was the first thing I think he played straight. He played it completely straight. Tom Baker, there's no question for a second he didn't have complete and absolute belief in role. Peter Davison thought a lot of it was crap, but he's a professional actor, and he was able to play it as if he was real, right? As if he was real. As was Colin Baker. Colin Baker, by the way, is a shining. His talent is a shining beacon in some absolutely terrible stories. Terror of the Vervoids, awful. He stands head and shoulders above everybody in that. And again, such conviction and belief in the part, along with Sylvester McCoy, completely reinvented this something new, along with Paul McGann, along with Christopher Eccleston, complete authenticity, because that is his, that's how he acts, complete authenticity. We got David Tennant. Well, of course, David Tennant filled it with realism, as did Matt Smith. He did a lengthy research into who the character was, and really, I think that research, they were going to go with a whole different look for him, but from his research, he watched The Tomb of the Cybermen, which you haven't seen. It is a one of the best Patrick Troughton stories in black and white. If you've never seen a black and white story, that's probably one of the best ones to start with, because it's got this cinematic feel to it. It's got this wonderful cinematic. When I say cinematic of the era of the 60s. But it really is absolutely fantastic. Well, that's a story he watched, and from that, his wonderful portrayal of the Doctor, which was so authentic and followed the through line of all the Doctors, all the actors to play the Doctor came from. And finally, Peter Capaldi. I don't think we've ever seen such incredible commitment to the reality of the role before, right? It's especially if you watch the Dalek two-parter from season 9, which I love, I adore. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate him coming out in the tank with the electric guitar. I freaking loved it. As an aside, so the part I really loved is when he sees Missy and Clara, right, and he starts playing Pretty Woman, right, and you don't know who he's playing it for, and it's brilliant. But the really fantastic thing about Capaldi's performance is, if you freeze frame, he has sometimes micro expressions, like for example, that flicker across your face, and they mimic perfectly, like a John Pertwee here, a Patrick Troughton there, a Tom Baker, and it's incredible. It's the most incredible performance I really, that I've ever seen, Doctor Who or not. I mean, just absolutely wonderful. And then we had Jodie Whittaker, who is my performance, I think, has been breathtakingly bad. She's breathtakingly miscast. Sadly, because I was excited for her, but I mean, she's breathtakingly miscast. I don't think she believes in the character, right? I don't think she has a belief in the realism of the character. I understand he's not real. The Doctor's not real. Okay, I understand that. But you've got to believe in, like, the authenticity of the character. Louise Jameson speaks, I think, on one of the... I think it was on a DVD commentary. That's the trouble. When you watch as much Doctor Who as I do, and I love Doctor Who, and I watch a lot of it, right? Yeah, so a lot of things just get jumbled up. But I remember, I think it was a DVD commentary when she was commenting on how somebody had real authenticity in her own. You could hear that was a real acting value for her. That yes, she wasn't a savage from the Sever team, right? But she found the reality within her. I don't think Jodie Whittaker thinks the Doctor is a character where you need to find the reality in, because they say, well, you can do anything, you can just go point your sonic and go, and it shows her lack of commitment to the role, absolutely, and a lack of, but more than that, her lack of charisma. Her lack of charisma is breathtaking. Now, again, you look at all the other actors, tons of charisma, tons of charisma, each and every one of them. So, we're looking for a new Doctor. What's the main concern? Because the last time we said, let's make her a lady. And that was the main concern. And that's how we ended up with Jodie Whittaker. So what's the main concern? I guarantee you, in the BBC, they are reading stuff like this and go, yes, Queen Slay. 5 incredible queer actors we want to see take over from Jodie Whittaker on Doctor Who. That's the problem. That is the problem in a nutshell. That is that Elliot Page? I hate to say, Elliot Page, can you put a beard on or something? You do still look like a chick, okay? And I'm trying to gender you properly, but it's much easier if you look like a bloke, right? If you look like a bloke, I could buy it a little bit more, okay? But not. So anyway, so I guarantee you, this is the BBC. This is the demographic of the BBC. With Jodie Whittaker rumored to be stepping down from the TARDIS, stepping down from Doctor Who, the TARDIS door is open for the first openly queer actor to play the next Doctor. Who cares what they think? Honestly, I don't know what the sexuality is of most of the people who play the Doctor. But what does it matter, really? What I mean, I don't understand why gay people have to play gay people, which in the mind of these crazy people is a fact. The gay people have to play gay people, otherwise that's just the worst thing. I don't know. I don't know what goes through their head. So it's not they want a gay actor. I think they want a prancing gay doctor to be gay. I mean, listen. Hold your breath, darlings. We had Yaz admitting her undying love for the Doctor in Revolution of the Daleks. If they're not scissoring in those 8 episodes they got left at any point, they're going to be trying to be. Okay. Rumor has it, Jodie, that Whittaker's Time Lord tenure is coming to an end after one last series. Thank God. As an insider telling the Daily Mirror, I thought it was a Daily Mail, wasn't it? Her departure is top secret, but maybe it's a Mirror. What do I know? But at some point over the coming months, the arrival of the 14th Doctor will need to be filmed. It's very exciting. Sounds like idle gossip, but intriguingly, BBC has refused to comment. There you go. Any speculation around Jodie's future on the show, which has not naturally been taken as many as confirmation at the end of the 13th night. Seems reasonable. In fairness, Whittaker's upcoming season will find it perhaps will be a third. Her predecessors, Capaldi, Matt Smith, will also three and out, adding further weight to the theory. If Whittaker, the first woman to play the role, the stunning and brave first female Doctor, as played by Jodie Whittaker, is bang out. There's a couple of stars we'd like to see, and of course, they're family. They're all family. That's the problem. So I didn't know who this was at first. This is the woman who played Grace in The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Really? Her as a Doctor? Probably she would have been better than Whittaker, right? I believe her. Let's see their pitch for her. What's her name? Sharon D. Clarke. Yes. Stage later, Sharon D. Clarke has already appeared in Doctor Who as Graham's late wife, Grace. But that didn't stop Capaldi, who guest starred in 2008's Files of Pompeii, did it? He also had a major role in Talks with Children of Earth, clearly in the same universe. The owner of 3, Olivia Wills-Clarke, is a seasoned actor as they come. And according to The Guardian's chief theoretic, Arifa Akbar. Gee, I wonder if Arifa Akbar is seeing themselves in Sharon D. Clarke a little bit. It just sounds like it, right? I don't know. Emanates personality in every role she plays. She emanated personality in the role she played. I will not take away from her. Number 2, Rebecca Root. Now, Rebecca Root is also currently in Doctor Who, in Stranded. So Rebecca Root is a trans woman, and I will in no way say that trans women aren't women, because, again, I don't want to be BT platformed. And also, you know what, I don't want to be a dick. I mean, generally speaking, I don't want to be a dick. I'm happy to gender anybody how they want. The Doctor Who heroine is an audio story called Stranded. When she's called Tanya, and I couldn't work out who they were talking about for most. It was the fourth disc. I couldn't work, because there was this guy with a kind of a burly, gruff, and it turned out, and Tanya's a girl's name, and it turned out the guy with a pretty kind of guyish voice was Tanya. I worked this out like 3 discs into it. I'm like, really? So. She doesn't strike me as like the only thing I heard her in Stranded is in Stranded, and she couldn't convince me that she was a woman who she is. Google, YouTube, she's a woman. I'm not rocking the boat, mate. So this is their number 2 pick of 5. Rebecca Root joined the Whoniverse in 2005 as Tanya. There you go, a companion to Paul McGann's 8th Doctor in the audio drama called Stranded. Why don't you just put the name in? And oh god, that was also not a good one, because the Doctor was just so impotent throughout the whole thing. He was like trapped, didn't know what to. Kind of like, but not as bad. It wasn't as bad as Jodie Whittaker in Revolution of the Daleks, where she was like trapped in prison and she needed to wait for a guy to rescue her. Like, it just like, if you're a feminist, why would you write that? I mean, I would find that sexist to write. I couldn't do it, but they seem to be okay with it. She became the first trans companion. Honestly, I think to be called a companion, you need to have at least one trip in the TARDIS, which he hasn't as yet in the series history. But not really as well. There's a Sylvester McCoy story from Big Finish that had. I would say they're as much of a companion as Tanya was. I don't think it's any secret in the media world that I would love to have a chance to play the Doctor myself. She admitted to Pink News. Listen, a trans Doctor, yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm happy with anybody to play. I mean, anybody, right? Trans, whatever. If they take the role seriously. If I see authenticity in it and I see the role being more important than them, right? If I say anybody makes themselves more important than the role, I think it's just doomed to failure. That's just the way I just think it's doomed to failure. Certainly, Jodie Whittaker took over the role. I was hinting very heavily to showrunners that I wanted to stab at that role. Okay, well, how'd that go? Listen, if you were chums with Chibnall, you would have been in there, but you weren't. Never say never. I would like a shot at the TV version, but suffice to say, being part of the inner circle of the TARDIS crew is an honor and a treat. You know what? I thank you for that, Rebecca Root. Because again, I do feel that it wasn't a good set of stories, but I do feel that you approach them properly, with respect, and that's really such a key thing for me. Ian McKellen. Hey, yes, we hit one we all agree on, okay? That would be freaking incredible, absolutely incredible. I would love to see what he would do with the role. Look, we've seen Ian McKellen play really strong, towering characters. It's never going to happen. They should be so lucky. And acting great would be the oldest Doctor to take over the TARDIS, but frankly, it's a crime. It hasn't happened already. I don't think anybody's asked him. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to turn him down. Right? I don't think anybody's asked him. Tanai Miller, who's also been in Doctor Who. This was a moment where Capaldi's era broke, according to many people. So I was having these conversations. By the way, please comment on the videos. I will reply to all of you. I spent like an hour and a half doing it last night. But people will say, well, listen, a couple of people said the same thing, that Doctor Who is no woker now than it was in recent years. Moffat, for example, and I don't disagree. I think the real fundamental difference is that it was made as a entertainment, and Moffat is a very talented writer that very much understands Doctor Who. So anyway, but I think it's towards the end of season 9, right? We had an old man, a Time Lord General who the Doctor shoots and he regenerates into Tanai Miller. Great actress, by the way. She was in Years and Years. And I think she'll be great casting. I think she's got the that inner metal, right? The inner metal, and I think the acting chops to take the role seriously, take the role with respect, take the role with respect. But when you say you got to get a queer actor to play it, it's diminishing, it's demeaning to everyone. And other actors are already proven chops of Doctor Who. At this point, name a British star who hasn't been in it. The Haunting of Hill House star Tanai Miller has a special place in the show's history. Michelle Gomez's Missy is often credited with paving the way for Whittaker's Doctor, but in general, who in 2009 was played by... Who in 2000? A general who in 2009 was played by Mike. That was a word salad. Was played by Miller, who was the first Time Lord to change gender on screen. That's true, and a lot of people weren't happy about it. It was groundbreaking because for the first time we've seen another Time Lord seen another Time Lord hell into another person. No. Regenerate into another? Why did they say hell into another person? That's got to be a typo. As the Doctor does, and she was going to be female. Yeah, I have to tell you, I didn't like that. Not because it had a male turning in female, because it was ignoring the past of the show, right? Where it was pretty strongly intimated right up until Matt Smith episode, The Doctor's Wife, that generally speaking, Time Lords remain the same gender. So if they were going to do this change, I think they should have done it to reflect the world that we live in, right? I think they should have done it to reflect the world we live in, and say, Time Lord attitudes have changed. Normally, used to be Time Lords would not regenerate into a different gender, which would explain why one of the reasons why Capaldi's Doctor didn't recognize Missy, right? Because I think maybe if you broke this incredible social taboo, but say that social taboo was going away, and then deal with that, and then you could really reflect, current issues. But I think what they wanted instead is just a victory punch into the air, right? And we were all lesser for it. She was going to be a black female, so that was super exciting for me. Again, shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And I have nothing but respect for you, Tanai Miller, for your work. You're a fantastic actress. So there you go. But that is the attitude of the BBC, which is completely out of step with the attitude of Britain. Not that Britain hates gay people. They don't hate trans people. They don't hate anybody based on identity as a rule. I think Britain, along with most of the Western world, the people in the Western world are normally very, egalitarian, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's absolutely a good thing. But the BBC doesn't believe that, and thus the BBC has lost the support of the people who they are supposed to be serving. Again, fitting into the 2021 theme of institutions that we have always relied on stopping working, right? Stopping working, and I think we can see a lot more of that to come. My name is Sheila Beckin, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell to be notified when new videos drop.